Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Entrepreneur, and if you live in New York City and use Uber and Lyft, your rides are going to be more expensive. Unfortunately, it's not because drivers will be paid more money. That would make way too much sense. Nope, it's because there is going to be a new fee imposed on rideshare and taxis, in all fairness, to help fix the city. According to Engadget, as part of the budget that New York lawmakers passed last Friday, ride-hailing services and taxis face a new fee if they drive in Manhattan. These aren't nickel-and-dimed increases either. Uber, Lyft, and the like face a $2.75 charge for each ride. Taxis get a $2.50 increase, and group pool services like Via and Uber Pool will be charged 75 cents per customer. Great. The services that suck the most, that we want to see go away the most, are actually going to look way, way more attractive price-wise. Unbelievable. Well, of course, it's not like it's the government's job to do anything about them, but still. It's meant to combat congestion and help fund subway repair and improvements, providing an expected $400 million per year going forward for the MTA. Unsurprisingly, it's already catching flack from customers and from taxi drivers, who have become far outnumbered by ride-sharing cars the last several years. Of the 103,000 vehicles for hire in NYC, 65,000 are driven by Uber contractors alone, while taxis remain capped by law at 13,600, which I think is ridiculous, by the way. As a result, average traffic in Manhattan has slowed from 6.5 miles per hour to 4.7. Wow, jeez, I'm sorry. I will never complain about the traffic over here in LA ever again. Quote, it'll hurt our business. People won't want to pay more money, and that's what's going to happen. There's 130,000 Ubers, okay? They create the congestion, okay? Get rid of them. Yeah, that's a typical taxi response. Look, I do sympathize with the taxis, but again, I want to point out the taxis didn't innovate. Uber did, so did Lyft, and that's why they're number one. Now, it is true that there are certain regulations that prevent taxis from expanding, and yeah, taxi companies have to pay for those cars and stuff, and they have to pay that stupid meter fee that is that's an archaic thing. That should be done away with. But at the end of the day, Uber and Lyft simply provide a better service. Even if they price the same, I think people use Uber and Lyft because it's easier to tap a button and get a ride than it is to call a taxi. But that's just me. Other cities have enacted their own surcharges for ride-hailing services in recent years, but they are far lower than those New York just passed. Seattle instated a 24-cent charge for each trip in 2014. Portland, Oregon agreed to levy a 50-cent fee per customer in 2016, both of which funnel money collected towards regulating ride-sharing services. Chicago passed one in 2014 that will reach 65 cents a year and directs parts of the funds raised towards public transit, much like New York's will. When reached for comments, both Lyft and Uber supported the surcharge, but pushed for a broader fee plan affecting all vehicles. Quote, congestion will not be fully addressed until the government and legislature enact a comprehensive plan that will also address all commercial vehicles and their real issue driving congestion. Personal vehicles, a Lyft spokesperson told. Yeah, personal vehicles. You know what? They're personal vehicles. I mean, unless they're driving for you guys, they're not being made for business. People are allowed to own cars. That's just how it is. People are allowed to own cars. Most people want to own cars. And if you're in a big city where there's a lot of people, yeah, there's going to be a lot of cars. Why should they get nickel and dime for that? You guys are the business. For that matter, your guys are a business that brought way more cars than anyone thought would ever be on those roads. So, yeah, I say nickel and dime you. Quote, Uber supports the agreement between the governor and the legislature to target a per-trip fee on Manhattan riders where there is a convenient access to public transit and to adopt a first-in-the-nation tax discount on shared rides. We will continue to advocate for the adoption of a comprehensive congestion pricing plan that is applied to all vehicles because it's the best way to fully fund mass transit and reduce traffic for the central business district. Now, again, the reason Uber and Lyft are both saying this, again, because if people start taxing your car, like here's the thing, you are being taxed money to drive your car. Driving your car, you're paying a car bill, insurance, you're paying for the gas, you're paying for the wear and tear, the mileage, depreciation, and all the while you're getting taxed for all those miles you drive. Well, at that point, you would want to take an Uber or a Lyft or a taxi even because you're not getting charged that per mile tax. So yeah, you're paying a little money out of pocket every day, but you could be paying a lot of money out of pocket. That's why Uber and Lyft want to tax the personal vehicles, because it would drive them towards Uber and Lyft. And yeah, would people stop using their cars? Undeniably, they would stop using their cars. That's actually not in question. But they would stop using their cars in favor for Uber and Lyft. That's why they're pushing for that. And that's where the article ends. So yeah, it's this is a frustrating story on all accounts. Like, first of all, I don't think they're taxing Uber, Pool, and Via enough. But of course, those are carpooling services, so they look more economically friendly. And because of this tax raise, Uber and Lyft drivers are not going to be getting any, fare raises anytime soon. And of course, Uber and Lyft are agreeing to it under the condition that they can talk about taxing the regular vehicles, which is despicable and dishonest, of course. But I think we all know that. Or maybe we don't. Maybe you have a different opinion. I would love to know. So comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy the videos I make, consider becoming a patron member for $1 a month. And as always, flame responsibly, and I'll see you on the Daily Rideshare. Have a good one.